Hello, everybody. Before checking out the show today, I want to remind you to go to Siouxpercon.com to get your tickets for Siouxpercon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Friday, May 12th is when it starts, and it'll end on Sunday, May 14th. Friday, May 12th, you have some gaming going on, Mario Kart tournament. They have a Smash Brothers tournament. Also some open gaming going on all day. Go ahead and check it out. Saturday, May 13th, Wednesday Comics will be in the house. Go ahead and find us at our booth. Come say hello. We're very excited to see everybody. Excited to meet people and shake some hands, talk some comics. Also on Saturday, there's going to be a lot of panels. Make sure to look at their schedule at Siouxpercon.com. See what you're interested in. Make sure you get there early. Make sure you stay late. Go to Siouxpercon.com for a full schedule, and you can see guests all day that day. We got Bill Willingham showing up. We got Tom Wynn showing up. Ken Levine showing up. We have Megan Sloan showing up. Many more showing up. Go to Siouxpercon.com for your tickets and for more information. Welcome to Wednesday Comics.
You are listening to Wednesday Comics, brought to you by rootsoftheswampthing.com, Rainbow Comics, Cards, and Collectibles, and WednesdayComics.com.
Keep turning those pages.
Welcome to Wednesday Comics. To my left, we have the man of the long con. Alex, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
And in front of me, can't think of anything special to say about a con. So here's Alex Garrett. How you doing?
Hey.
It's so easy to come up with one nickname, so you always get shafted. And he always gets a good one.
I get the shaft.
Maybe I should start with you one time first. Do you think?
Well,
right in front
I
of
don't
me?
know.
I'd still end up with a good name.
I mean,
I
I know. It'd be like the shit across from me and then the White Knight, Alex himself.
I already called you in the man with the long con. Sawyer. Long con.
Sawyer.
Yeah, lost.
To be fair, when you said the long, I just assumed cock. And I was like, oh.
You know what a long
And that
con
wouldn't
is?
apply to you.
It was like Garrett.
No, you know what a long con is? It's
Yes.
when you do... Yeah. okay. So
Yeah. Do a lot of work. I
Don't
know.
fucking dirty this
Is
up
that
here.
where you
I'm
like
trying
have
to
a
be-
long cord to a hairdryer?
Boom.
Get it? Because kind of hair. Nobody.
Jesus.
Who told you were funny?
I know. Jesus.
I told Alex before you got here, there's a can of Red Bull. I hid it away now, so you can't even see it. But I was dead tired. And I drank it all like in one thing. I told Alex, see when this baby kicks in.
Gave you some wings.
Already?
Just 2 minutes. That's the half-life for that. We're sitting here. This is a May night. It's pretty nice outside. It's pretty nice for Sioux Falls, South Dakota on May. Hey, buddy. 6 days ago, there was snow on the ground. Was it 6 days? What day was it?
true.
May 1st.
Last Monday.
It was
10 days ago.
May Day.
That is crazy.
And now, today, I can walk outside no shirt. I mean, no coat.
What the fuck? Can someone call 911?
You know
Marvin's
what?
having a stroke.
In my head, I was like, don't say no shirt. Don't say no shirt. You mean no coat. And then I say no shirt. That's because I'm on fire, baby. You know, things go pop, 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 pop. You can't stop.
Marvin, why are you grabbing your right arm? Marvin, stop squeezing.
left arm.
Why? I thought it was right.
What, for what? Heart attack? Yeah. Which one's stroke? Right arm.
I thought it was left.
No. Stroke.
Because your heart's
a stroke is
closer to your left arm.
A stroke is all of a sudden you feel like toast, right?
Shut up.
Like you're hungry for toast, and then you're having a stroke.
No.
So by the time this comes out, you know what? This baby might hit early. This baby might come out Saturday. I'm thinking that way we're at the con, baby, mixing and matching, and people hear this podcast. What do you think?
Gotta really hope they think you're high on something.
Yeah, Red Bull.
Cool.
You know what's weird about Red Bull?
Gives you wings?
It gives you wings, but now on their promotion thing, they had to make 2 eyes because they got sued because somebody said, hey, they give me wings. So now they got to make wings with 2 eyes because it gives you wings. So don't get sued again. Just change your fucking slogan. You know what I mean? What's up with that? That's not the greatest slogan that you got to keep it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Change to something else. Red Bull, live life to the extreme. There, made a new one.
Yeah, but that probably implies that people are going to jump off buildings and survive, and they won't.
To be fair, though, you both knew what the slogan was off the top of your heads.
Yeah.
So it is. I guess it's.
And now that you think about it, why does a fucking bull have wings?
No, it gives you wings. Bulls don't drink this.
But it's called Red Bull. assuming it's a Red Bull. So why is there wings involved?
My assumption would be that drinking Red Bull like makes you ragingly crazy, like a bull seeing a red, a cape or whatever.
So why wouldn't they say Red
Makes you
Bull?
a homicidal
Gives you a
maniac.
rampage.
Yeah, so it makes you homicidal. And we're locked in this room with him.
There's something actually you don't know. I took 2 Red Bulls actually,
Holy fuck.
So his heart will burst through his
but
chest.
I took them.
2 minutes apart.
I took one about 4, and then I took one about 9 o'clock. So that's good enough. That's the 5 hours.
Well, on Saturday, I drank 2 Monsters. One in the morning and the one in the afternoon. That was fun.
But this is one sitting.
True.
So his blood right now is just boiling.
So today I went
Blood
to
pressure
the shop today, got my tickets for Wonder Woman, and picked them up. And I thought in my head, I was like, "This could be it for DC." You know what I mean? It flashed through my head. I've seen a lot of ads actually from my complaining on Dr. Pepper and on a NASCAR car, but no TV spots. But
I guess I've seen commercials for it, like maybe once a day, if even that.
oh, you do? Well,
Yeah.
you still watch
Yeah.
commercials. I don't watch commercials.
I see him every now and then. But yeah, I guess if you didn't have the
Wait, how do you
TiVo
watch-
experience,
Yeah.
then
How do you
probably
watch
have to-
commercials? Do you have TV?
Hulu.
Yeah, my TV works.
I thought you don't have TV.
I don't have cable,
What do you have? So that
but I can get 6 channels in town.
You don't have Nathan Summers?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
You just have antenna?
I just have
Rabbit ears?
Mantis
Rabbit ears?
antenna.
You have
Shut
an
up.
HD.
My joke was good.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? The girl that's ugly?
But how is she an antenna?
Whoa.
She has antenna.
She has antennas. Oh, I see. Good one.
Holy fuck.
So Wonder
Obviously,
Woman.
I need
this
to
Red
get on
Bull
his level.
corrupted his
Jesus.
brain.
So Wonder Woman is. I mean, it looks good, but who knows?
She looks good, you're right, but
Those trailers. DC's never had an issue with bad trailers. They've had an issue
Showing you the whole movie.
making a
Entire
movie that makes sense.
based off a trailer.
They're good. Like it's what we always talked about. Each like part is like, oh, that's a fun scene. That's a good scene. The whole thing together doesn't make fucking sense or doesn't pay off anything.
You know what? It definitely is Big Brother with WB. They just go in and they try to make it what they want it after it's a completed product. It's just too many chefs in the kitchen.
you know, I was actually thinking about who I think the bad guy is. I think it's someone different than what you guys have told me.
Who do you think it is?
Can I just say it?
Yeah.
What's your guess?
My guess is that it's Cersei.
Cersei?
Yeah.
I can't confirm or deny that because I actually know who it is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
This guy reads full spoilers before he goes in a movie.
He's already seen the movie on paper.
You know what? I gotta have hope going into this, and I do.
I don't
Especially for I know who's playing the main bad guy. But I
See-
won't say anything.
See, for me, it's one of those things. I'm actually going into this movie like I did Power Rangers. I'm expecting to hate this. So that when I leave, I'll go, oh, actually, that's better than I was expecting. Because I went into Batman and Superman, and gosh, I hated that movie. I still hate that movie.
Wait, you watched it twice? Ultimate Edition?
But the Ultimate Edition did make more sense than that piece of shit theatrical version.
It did, but it makes as much sense of like. So the first movie felt like I got a concussion, and I was trying to piece together what happened. The second one, somebody told me, was like, I guess that happened. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's
actually, I
comparable,
agree.
but like I don't know,
agree.
it's still not good.
Yeah.
When you do a coma after I watched the first time, then the second time someone goes, oh, yeah, you did that. Oh, okay, I guess. I blacked out the first time.
Or it's like, yeah, when you get blackout drunk, still feel shitty the next
And
day.
then you like get excited because Jimmy Olsen's a real character, and then get shot in the fucking head.
No, I
So-
never get excited for Jimmy Olsen.
He,
Well, yeah, because you're not a Superman fan.
Can you
Well, are,
believe
but-
that he's introduced and dies within like a minute?
I know.
See, this is
I
disappointing,
was like,
though.
what the fuck? He's
that
part
the-
of Superman mythology, and then you just like,
Does
nah.
he even say his name, or do they just say Jimmy Olsen died?
I
he
didn't
doesn't say
I-
He's
his
just
name, right?
credited as Jimmy
Oh,
He's
he's
just
just
credited.
credited.
They didn't
Yeah.
even mention his fucking name. They're just like,
Right.
he's like
Instantly,
nobody
that's
character.
continuity. I don't care.
So that's too bad that they
Yeah.
ruined a character that is usually always part of the mythos.
I don't give a shit if this is almost Batman's retirement. You don't fuck with my Superman characters.
So
But they did.
they did.
And they probably will
How
continue
come
to
nobody
do that.
can get? We're in a land of opportunity right now in DC. Rebirth.
Please don't try to go to Pun City. Just
Uh-huh.
like
Pun
please.
City? What was funny about that?
There was nothing funny, but it was leading to a pun.
When you lead to a pun,
Yes, you were going there. You were on your way.
it's like the land of opportunity right now for Superman and DC Rebirth. Like his books are all awesome,
Yeah,
and like for movies they can't get them right. Why can't they get them right?
because
Are they
they
scared?
had the best
I think they're
Batman
scared.
trilogy of all time, and then they wanted to copy that with every other hero.
No, you mean Batman?
Financially,
What's two movies called together? The
The
sequel.
duo?
Yeah, you mean Batman Forever and Batman and Robin?
No.
What movie are you talking about? Oh,
The Dark Knight trilogy.
Buddy, I go when you say best movies, Batman ever. Mine goes to those Batman and Robin movies.
Bad nibbles.
I would disagree. I don't like the trilogy. I like the first two are good. There's something about that third one that just bugs me.
When's the last time you watched it?
Financially and successfully.
It's all right. It's good.
Tell me another DC movie that has gotten like a 90% on Rotten or has gotten like they've made more.
I'm at a
than the movie
disadvantage
costs.
because I don't give two shits what
trilogy?
Rotten Tomatoes says.
Huh?
Is that what you said? A trilogy?
Or just know that one
The
movie.
trilogy. A movie even. Every single movie made more than it cost to make.
You say
So-
name another trilogy that was...
No, another DC movie.
Oh, I think it's a trilogy. I was going to name the Lord of the Rings.
And you can't include toys.
But the thing about Superman, they can't get him right in movies is because they don't... Like, they're scared of making him the character who he is. This, like, nice guy who's, like, does good because that's what he wants to do. They tried always to make him, like, be cool. Like, be, like, this brooding, like...
It's like
They
they're trying to
want him
make
to
him
be
like
Batman.
Christopher Reeve throwing a fucking S at somebody, and then it's like, and then nothing happens.
They want the Superman to be like a mix of he's in the Superman outfit, but he's actually Batman.
Yeah.
They want him to be, like... They're like, let's make him, like, this guy who... He's super powerful, so, like, that's what we'll focus on. Like, he has powers. And it's
Him
like...
and the New 52 Superman are the same person. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like
Henry Cavill's
That's what happened in New
version.
52. They're like,
Yeah.
let's make this guy cool. And it's like, the thing is that because he was so old school, but that's what's good about him is that
Yeah.
he's from a time that's gone, and like
He's like the last gentleman.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
he's a nice guy. And the thing is that then they're like, well, let's make him this like brooding guy who like wants to like kick everybody's asses for some reason. It's like, no, you can be a fucking hero and just be a hero. You don't have to be an anti-hero.
Right.
You don't have to be a hero that's like, dude, he's like Batman. He's fucking cool. It's like, no, just he's a fucking hero. That's it. Make him the good guy who does the good thing because it's the right thing to do. That's all you need. But in this kind of age, go ahead. What
No, I agree. I was just going to be, I agree.
And it's always, in Superman mythology, he's a great person that bad things have happened to, but they make it seem like his life, like everything around him shit, and more shit happens to him,
Yeah.
and he has to deal with this shit.
Well, I mean, like in the comics for the longest time, his parents are still alive. Like they're the reason why he's so good. And even with I guess they did it before New 52, but like they kill off his parents. And then the new movies, his fucking dad's a dick. It's like, no, don't save people. You don't have to save anybody. And it's like, what the fuck?
Stop. The
That's
world's not ready for you.
That's actually the one thing that really pissed me off about Man of Steel is when Jonathan Kent tells him, no, tells him to stay put during the tornado. Don't save me. It's like, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
It's
There's
like-
no way I would stop. I'd be like,
No.
I'm
Sorry, Dad, I'm disobeying.
It would have been better if he didn't. If he betrayed, that would have been a character moment to be like he decided. Then he was like, my dad's not always right. Like I have to do the right thing, even if he's telling me not to. I can't be behind in the shadows. Like I need to come out and save people. And like if he saves his dad, and then maybe his dad has a change of heart after that. Oh yeah, we're right. And then his dad lives. You know what I mean? It's like they decided two things. Let's make changes for the fucking hell of it, just to make changes and be like different. And let's put our mark on a different kind of Superman.
Right.
Why?
What's
it doesn't make
traumatic
sense.
like Batman?
And it's like, let's put some twists in here. People aren't going to expect this.
Yeah, but he didn't decide to do the Superman thing because his dad died. He just decides, I guess.
I know,
I
but
need to do
he's
this.
driven by a great tragedy, and so they make Superman do it. Where
Okay,
Superman's
are we talking
actually,
about Batman? Yeah.
Well, I'm saying they're trying to make Man of Steel Superman like Batman in that instance that
yes.
he has to go through tragedy to get where he is. Like that's his drive.
Yeah, it's like,
God, that bugs me.
you know why? You should go back and see. It's probably on demand. I should have told you about it when it was on TV. But you should go and there's a Superhero Decoded that was on History Channel. It's a 2-night event. I think it's like 4 hours. They're like 2 hours each, I think. Where it just goes through the history of Superman, or not Superman, superheroes, the comic books in general. And they talk about Superman for the longest time. And they talk about, Jerry and
Joe.
And talk about Jerry and Joe. And it's like they talk about how like they were immigrants and it was an immigrant story about how you can come to this country and like even though he wasn't born here, he loves this place so much that like he wants to make it his. He wants to belong, make it about like they were poor and he was helping out everybody who was poor, like because he saw like the people were being corrupt, like corrupted politicians, corrupted like the banks were taking over and making everybody homeless and stuff like that. And he said that's not the right thing to do. You can't do that. It's not right. And so he would go after those people. And like, even though he was the strongest man, he could break those people in two. That's not the point of those stories. The point of those stories was that his heart was what made him who he was. And he's stopping those people because it's the right thing to do, not because he's the only one who can do it. He's the only one who's strong enough.
He's going to cry soon.
But I told him, I was
but
like,
it's like, you see, he's a fan. He fucking knows who Superman is. Zack Snyder got like
That's what I mean,
$300
like,
million
who's in charge of
to
this
make
stuff?
this movie, and he couldn't fucking do
they
anything.
don't understand why people like that character.
Yeah.
They don't understand why the fans like him.
Right.
They want to appeal to people who don't like him at all. But
They want all
then
the
they
new Harley
alienate
Quinn and
everybody.
Deadpool fans.
And
to
that's
like
my
it.
only worry with Wonder Woman is that they don't understand who she is. And we're gonna go to that movie and be like, and people who love Wonder Woman, me and Alex like read Wonder Woman for the longest time. We're gonna go there and be like, I don't recognize that character at all. No. And then new people go there and be like, it's not for me. And then nobody will like it. Like, who are you making those movies for?
Right.
You should. And Marvel, I think Marvel understands this the most. Make it for the fans, and if you make something good enough, other people will like it anyways, and they'll become fans and they'll get familiar with that character. And even if you change it, like Guardians, they changed it, but people weren't really. A lot of people, anyways. It was like a niche thing. We're familiar with who they actually were. They changed it a little bit, and it works for those movies. Even then, like, excel at making characters, and then people connect with them. And there's some books today actually we'll talk about where I think that they prove that like everything that's character based rather than being plot based is way better than anything that's like here's the For instance, have you seen the Matrix movies, right?
Yeah.
You haven't.
I've seen the first two.
But like two especially, it's like, here's all this fucking plot. Whereas one, if you ever watch one, it's about Neo and Trinity. And like, this guy is the fucking one, and it's character based, and it's way better because you invest yourself in that character when he, spoiler for Matrix, when he dies at the end, in quotes, and comes back to life. And like they have that moment when Trinity kisses him and that brings him back. That's a more powerful moment than in the second one when he goes in and the architect's telling him, here's all this fucking plot. It's like nobody cares. Like they care about that. But they only care about that if the people in it are people they care about.
Right.
And I don't understand who the fuck's making these movies that are like $200 million and they're like, let's make a movie with a lot of plot. Well, then why do you have Wonder Woman? Yeah. You can make it with anything else. You just want people to be like, oh, that's Wonder Woman. They'll go to it. And they'll be like, wait, that's not Wonder Woman.
Right.
Just make something else now. That was my league.
That's the thing. They're trying to do Michael Bay style, over the top, like action intense, like and you're right, plot driven, and it's like it's such a shame because like, how do you not? I know they don't want to be like Marvel 100%, but maybe obviously something's fucking working over on that end. So.
You know why people love?
Damn it! Fuck! I just touched both your feet.
Talking about movies in general, like those Fast and Furious movies, people love those movies because they love those characters.
Yeah.
And it has cool action moments, but nobody would give any shit about those action moments if it wasn't people that they cared about. Not that we think those people are going to die. I mean, some do, but also it's like, I want to go there and see, I want to see this, family like try to get out of the thing or try to like and have fun with them. People go to see the Rock's character, go to see Vin Diesel's character, Toretto, and like that's why they're going to those movies. They love those people. So like when they make movies, like they understand that whoever makes those movies, and I think a lot of that has to do with Vin Diesel because he's actually into D&D a lot, so he's very very focused on characters. And all I'm saying is, when I picked those Wonder Woman tickets, in my head, I was like, what's this going to be? Is it going to be something that, like you said, Warner Brothers was like, no, you got to put these cool scenes in, put this in. Or is it going to be something that Patty Jenkins and Jeff Johns came together and was like, let's make a movie about Wonder Woman so people will care when she goes against who her villain is, who doesn't even matter what the villain is, as long as you care about that character by the end of the movie, and then you go, I got to go see her in Justice League. That's what you get to do with this movie. Brought to you by rootsoftheswampthing.com, your definitive online source for all things Swamp Thing, featuring news, reviews, and a comprehensive chronology of the Swamp Thing. All in Files #1 is currently sold out. Issue 2 is in production. Make sure to follow John on Twitter at DCWorldSwampy or on Facebook.com/rootsoftheswampthing. That is rootsoftheswampthing.com for more of the green.
All right, I think it's time to talk some books.
Oh,
let's talk about a team that we know is legit. Marvin, take it away.
Jesus.
What? They're already better than
Hal
the DC
Jordan in the
Justice
Green
League.
Lantern Corps, number 20,
Well, I see you
written
said
by
number
Robert
one.
Venditti, art by Rafi Sandoval, and colors by Tomei Morey. This is what I'm talking about right here. I caught up actually because I was behind. I read through 16 through 20, and it's like this. Like the only reason like this book is interesting at all is not because of the plots. Actually, some of the plots I think are actually, especially that St. Walker part, are like a little convoluted sometimes. When it's a more streamlined, like those issues when Guy goes to fight Arkillo, where like it's straightforward. He's going there to beat him up to prove to the Yellow Lanterns, if you fuck around, we're
beat
still
the
going to
shit
take
out
you
of
down.
you.
I don't need powers to take you guys down. And like that's a simple storyline, but I'm invested because Guy's going there without any power. So you're worried about this guy and Guy, and then like John going to save him. Hal and Kyle dealing with the St. Walker stuff. But it's like all these people are unique. Actually, there's a scene in this book, speaking about this issue specifically, where John is like charging. He says, okay, Green Lanterns. And they're all charging. It's a whole page of all of them. And if you look at all of them, the Green Lanterns and Yellow Lanterns, like I know, not all of them, but most of them, you're like, I know who that character is. I know who that is. And not even in terms of like name and like know their history. It's like, I know what kind of person that is. And like it's so character based this whole story's been that I think I think Venditti finally figured out how to write this book, because before his old stuff, so plot driven. It's like making this convoluted story for what reason? Like make it about these people, and I think that's what's great about this book, and especially in this issue.
Well, the nice thing about a team book is that you don't have to focus on. It's not just a Batman. It's not just Hal. You got the whole fucking team, and now you have the Yellow Lanterns to choose from.
I think I enjoy this book a little bit more because like Rip Hunter's in it. I knew diddly shit about him before watching that Legends of Tomorrow on DC, and so it's very cool to have like a time-driven character who's supposed to be a time traveler, kind of come into this story where he's like, "Hey, if you guys don't get your shit together, like there's gonna be no lanterns. Like I know your future, and it's fucked." I
don't. Maybe one. I don't know who Rip Hunter was or is. I didn't care. I don't like this time. I know I don't normally like time things. This one bugged me. Like I liked this book a lot. I was just like, oh, this wasn't.
That's what I mean.
It's not what I wanted from this issue.
I think the plot parts are a little weak because it's like you said, it's like he's coming back to the present to stop because he noticed the Green Lanterns were gone. There's what's that thing that Hal had that he put in the earth?
The gauntlet.
So he put the gauntlet in there, and like that's all. I think that's okay, but everything around that I think is great. John taking up the lead position to like fight everything, and Hal being the guy to like be in the front and be like, I'm going to take this on head on because that's who he is. Like he even says one time, like, you put something in front of me. There was a couple issues ago. He told Kyle, he's like, you're the best that we have. Now, he's like, don't get me wrong, I'm the best Green Lantern. Because you put something in front of me, I'm going to try to fly through it. But you're the best because you're more well-rounded than I am. And this issue is like, so you put something in front of him, he's trying to fly through it. He's trying to destroy it. He's the guy who puts himself in front of everybody, and he's just one guy. And that's who he is. And then you get John to lead the team, and Guy to come out and just be like...
Guy was the spine for this one.
Yeah.
Where the Yellow... Well, maybe this was earlier in the... Because I did what you did. I had to catch up on it. Where the Yellow Lanterns and the Green Lanterns are still seeing who's got the bigger dick. And both Guy and Arkillo come out going, hey, we beat the shit out of each other. If we can get past that, you need to get over it.
Yeah. So
he goes, I'll beat the shit out of everybody here.
There's I sent you guys a panel a couple issues ago when Hal's recovering, and they're all just sitting in bed.
Guy's recovering.
Guy's recovering, and Hal's in there with him, and Kyle's in there, and John. And they're all just like laughing about... like, oh, you crazy son of a bitch, try to like go out there without your powers and almost die. And like Hal's like making confetti pop up, and like they're just having a good time. And it's like the perfect moment to show how great DC is about handling legacy. They've all been Green Lantern by themselves, or like in the Justice League by themselves for John and stuff. So they've all been independent, but they're all their own person. They're not trying to replace each other. Like when you get somebody on a book like Marvel's been doing for a while. It's like this person's going to replace the other one. Get rid of the other person. Whereas this one, like they're all mentors. They're all like friends. And they're trying to help each other. They all try to learn from each other. And it's like, and eventually if something happens to one of them, then the other guy steps up and, takes over but makes it his own and like tries to have his own staple. And
Well, they all have the
that's what you have to
respected
do,
part
yeah.
to do. Like you said, Guy's the muscle. Hal's the, I don't want to say self-righteous one, but he's the one who, if there is nothing he's afraid of, he's going to go fight it, hoping the rest of the team will back him up. John's going to be here's the plan. This is what we're going to do. It's a whole team effort. Let's go beat the shit out of them. And I don't know a lot about Kyle, actually. But Kyle, I guess he's the Mario of the Smash Bros. Game. He's just well-rounded.
Oh.
He's the choice to
artist.
have. Yeah.
He's the most creative. He knows, like, think outside the box kind of guy. And he's, like, quippy and the fun guy.
He's Garrett.
But yeah, I agree with you, though. Like,
Sornek, I thought, there's Garrett right there.
No, you said the story. I think the story is okay, but, like, everything around it, like, the character moments in this book are, like, amazing.
Oh, and say, actually, the bad guy, I don't care for. It's whatever. And the...
Hey, who's his dad?
Sinestro, I thought.
I didn't.
They
think
haven't mentioned it yet. I think
He is part of the
Mom-
Sinestro Corps. Like he's the same
I know.
race.
I think he's Sornik's son. But I just
be
don't know
that
who
too.
dad is, whether it's Kyle or someone else.
Shit. That'd be deeper.
Oh yeah, you're right because they're playing up the romance angle. So let's.
And maybe that's the plot point is to go, oh, you're gonna think it's
when
his
he
two and it's
reveals
not.
that, then she's gonna be like, "See, we can't get together. If we don't get together, that never happens. He never gets it, and he never ends the Green Lanterns, and that's how they solve it."
We'll have to see. I give it an 8. I'm really liking
It
it.
was a 9 for me.
Oh, I'm gonna give it.
I
an 8.
love this book so much.
I love this book. This just wasn't my favorite issue.
No, I mean, yeah, it's hard for me to separate because I read 16 through 20, and it's just like I got a high off.
You have
that,
all
like,
one.
So I read 17 through 20. I was like, oh,
You're right. 20 wasn't the strongest out of that group, so maybe an
Right.
8. Yeah. However, the last 2 issues the art was by somebody else different. I really didn't like that art. I think actually the coloring was way off. But this one, Raffi was back on it, and I love how he draws this fucking book. Even I think more than for me at least, Ethan Van Scriber.
Yeah.
On when he does issues, just like when I see Raffi's on, I'm like, oh sweet.
I like the team aspect, not even just Green Lantern team. I like the was it Gorgon's son?
Space Ape?
And Space Ape when they're talking, or at least the Green Lantern was telling him about, I had this teammate and she died, but we always had each other's back. And even Space Ape's like, I'm on your team. I've got your back. As long as you've got my back, I won't die in front of a Green Lantern. You won't die in front of a Yellow. It's like, I like that.
That's
They're letting this
yeah.
team actually come together, and they got over the, hey, let's fight.
There was that
We're doing this together as a 563 sector.
there was that one issue where they first teamed up with everybody and they showed them doing little missions together. I thought that issue was great because it's like I said, like they're all truly unique and they're not alike, but also showing the differences between how their mindset is, especially between the Yellow and the Green Lanterns, and especially like I said on this issue, like it's like even though at the beginning of the arc these two were like fighting and stuff like that and like trying to get on the same page, when they came to the point when they need each other, they were on each other's side and they're like, no, we're going to be together.
I think this would still be my number 1 Rebirth book. I actually look forward to this book. I know I fall behind on it, but I actually look forward to reading this book.
Yeah, it's probably number 1 too. But I love Green Lantern, so no bias.
It's been nice reading this in Green Lanterns, because especially now that Simon and Jessica are meeting up with the Corps. I don't know if you read that issue yet, but I read this and then I read that issue.
You dropped it, didn't you?
Oh, I have it.
But it's good.
You know what else is pretty good? The Fix, written by Nick Spencer, art by Steve Lieber, and colors by Ryan Hill. Ooh, Garrett, you sound not sold on it.
I didn't think it was the greatest issue of the run. Like, it was good. It kind of caught you up to where everything's going on right now.
It wasn't as funny as I wanted.
It wasn't funny. It was kind of like, okay, he goes to the strip, like the big cliffhanger, which wasn't even a cliffhanger. Last issue was like, he's at a strip club. And then, the cliffhanger for this one was like,
Can make a movie.
I'm going to make a movie about a grandma getting arrested for owning a porn house. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, this book's supposed to be fun, and it is fun. But, like, the plot progression, like, with the villain, like, the guy that's fucking crazy, and, like, his partner, and, Pretzels basically just got, like, the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. I just feel like this was a setback.
I'll disagree on one point. I actually like this issue, but there's really no plot progression at all. But I think it's funny. This issue, I actually thought there's a joke that made me laugh so much that made me stop reading the book for a second. When he's getting, he has a bag over his head and he has the pacifier in, and the cops break in to save him.
He's jerking.
And she's like, He's like, no. They put this over me. They're trying to kill me. And she goes, so why are you jerking off then? He goes, I thought I'd get the full experience. I thought I was going to die. Might as well. And she goes, no, but what are you still jerking off for? And he goes, I don't know, stress. So, and she goes, and you're still jerking off. Like it happened like 3 times. And it made me laugh so much because it kept happening. Rule of threes, comedy. But I thought actually, I think there was really no plot progression in this one, but I thought it was a nice like break issue being like, let's just have some jokes in that.
I don't think we need a break issue is what I'm saying. I'm
getting to that point now where it's getting tedious where I want something.
I don't think there's really a story to this whole thing.
They make it seem like there is.
It does. And actually, I gave up on
bad
the plot.
guy. Yeah.
I think I gave up on a plot like, 4 issues in where I was like, when they totally forgot about the actress part and they started focusing on the dog and his partner. And then I was like,
still my favorite issue is Mac and pretzels.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think they really care about resolving that plot at all because it ended with him finding the dildo and the bear. And then we got this like 3-4 issue arc of pretzels and Mac. And they haven't got around to it. I mean, this issue they mentioned it. You know what also made me laugh? I don't know why. It's the dumbest joke in the whole world. But the title page, when you turn it, and it's the meth head just saying meth. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it did. There's little things like that. Or I appreciate Nick Spencer's humor. I think me and him have similar humor. Maybe that's why. I think maybe sometimes he overwrites a little bit. But his jokes are always spot on for me, at least.
See, I don't know if it's that. No, I know you guys say I don't laugh at anything. I laugh at a lot of stupid shit. But something about this book it wasn't. Maybe I wasn't clicking. Maybe I was tired or what. But it's just like, you know what?
If he doesn't want to stick to his plot, I want him to tell us that. Just be like, hey, I think we're just going to have fun from here on out. Because it feels like unfollow, right?
Because I don't think we've seen the guy who owes money to, the crazy guy.
Right. You see him in here.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think we actually have seen him since like issue 3.
Exactly.
So I don't really think it's really that plot based. And I think maybe that's part of the joke. It's like these guys can't stay on task even when they're like life's on the line. He's like busy in the pool with all these ladies because he's I deserve this real quick. Let me settle down and have a break.
The one thing that I've noticed in this book, and I don't mean to sound like a horny guy, but he's at this brothel or he's at this whatever it is. None of these girls are naked. And that is what they're hired to do is to have sex with you. And if we're being a book that's got swear words, it's got inappropriate things.
Give away the goods for free.
I know, but it's
behind closed doors.
But it's one of those things that I go, where's the nudity in this book?
I don't think
because it's something that seems missing.
For you, it seems logical they would be naked. I understand that, but I don't think that's what. It changes the tone a little bit if you have naked people walking around, because then it's more like, oh, this is really serious. And I think the joke is that, like you said, he goes there and he wants to sleep with these ladies. And I think the joke is that they're all playing it up to get him to that point when they're going to kill him. It's more about that. Steve Lieber's art is really great, though. I love his art.
I think that's the one reason I wouldn't want to drop this book is I actually like this art a lot. And even the covers I like.
Yeah, I was going to say the covers are always really good.
I give it a 7.
I will agree.
Give it an
7.
8.
Well, I'm spot on with Garrett here tonight.
It's way more than that shitty 7. Is Kingpin number 4, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Miguel Sepulveda, colors by Jordan Boyd. Definitely, out with all the running with the devil storylines, this is my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's too freaking good.
I at the first part where Kingpin comes out of whatever diner he was at, and these guys are holding him up or they killed someone outside? I can't remember from issue 3. Anyway, there's a guy already on the floor.
Killed or knocked out his guards.
Okay. Well, they were his guards, weren't they?
Yeah.
Does that remind you guys of the back alley of Sin City?
Yes. Where he goes, I never feel bad about henchmen.
Right.
And he shoots him right in the dick.
Yeah.
I love that first fight scene so much that he breaks the one guy's arm, goes, let's talk this out. No, I can give you whatever you want. No, we're not going to do it. We're not going to, $1 million. We're going to die regardless. Well, do ladies first or guys? Ladies first. Go ahead.
Wow.
Breaks his arm, then holds him up as the other guy machine guns him. Oh my God, it's so good.
I thought that was ruthless. She was probably like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, why? You guys are reacting like that. I'm just going to fucking kill these guys.
Yeah.
I love that fight.
Plot wise, or even for those moments, I think Matthew Rosenberg sitting out of the park.
It makes me want to get that Fantastic Four he had written.
I wish Ben Torres was still on art, though. We looked it up. It's a little different.
It is.
Not, I mean, there's things that are a little bit off. There's a panel actually when what's her name? Sarah is looking at. She's like washing the blood off her hands, and her face looks super weird.
Yep.
And it made me stop for a second to be. It took me out a little bit. So there's little things.
I thought it was a different woman altogether.
Yeah, I think Ben Torres is better about consistency and also about like he makes it kind of look like Frank Miller's art. It's very shadowy and noir, but this is. I mean, it's not bad. It's not like I'm looking at it and being like, that's horrible art, but it's not Ben Torres.
I think it's more story driven, this issue.
Yeah, this issue for sure. I actually really like the story. I actually do. And I'm not a man for continuity, but I do like that, he keeps bringing up Vanessa, it's his love of his life, and she's dead, she's dead. And she's been dead. Now, I don't know if she came back, but she's been dead for a while. At least in Ed Brubaker's run, she got killed by the Hand. And that's the issue I told Alex about. But David Aja did the art. And where he's like this guy who gave up being the Kingpin. They live in Japan. First mistake. They live in Japan.
Whoa.
Well, but the Hand's there. He thought he could get away, but he can't. So, and that's kind of weird, though. You're running from the Hand. Why would you go over to... Anyways. So,
probably be the last place he'd think they would look is on their home turf.
Hiding from them. And, no, that wasn't Vanessa. That was some other girl he fell in love with.
That was the Japanese girl.
Yeah, he falls in love with this other girl and the Hand kills him. This man can't catch a break. That's what I'm saying.
Well, of course. He's the Kingpin. Everyone's pissed at him for something.
So did you actually think that he's turned and he's trying to be good, or is he hiding it all from her?
I think he's hiding it from her.
Yeah, I think he's like keeping it reserved, but he's just like, he's sick. Like he has to do it. He can't help himself, but he covers up for it right away.
I think he likes maybe he really is trying to be an official businessman, but deep down inside, he loves punishing these people. And so when the goons show up, it's not like he just incapacitates them. No. I let you kill I'm just
that's right.
I'm going to kill you.
He doesn't knock him out. He puts a knife through the neck.
Grabs him by the forearm and just squishes until it breaks.
What I do like about this story, though, is like, we don't know. Like, they're keeping us in the dark, too. And that's good because every issue I turn in and I think, I'm like, well, he didn't have to do that to be good. And people talk about around the neighborhood about being good. So maybe he is good. And then he'll do something like that and be like, no, he's bad. Or like Tombstone will be like, I have some stories about him. And he'll be like, yeah, he's still bad.
I love that he's not going up against Daredevil. He's not going up against...
that's what I was going to say.
He's going up against other crime lords in town. I love it.
In issue 3, I love that Daredevil just shows up and says, hey, Kingpin's bad news. Just wanted to warn you. He's not who he says he is, to you at least. I just wanted to tell you that. And she's like, get the fuck out of here, creep. Right. And I was just like, that's good. Because I didn't want him to be involved with the story at all. Mm-hmm. Like, show up, make your piece.
Well, and then she makes mention to Kingpin about it. And Kingpin's like, yeah, he's a douche.
Yeah. I also do like that, like, because, a trope that I see a lot in a lot of stories is like, she would be writing this book for him. And then Daredevil would come to her Tombstone and she would hide it from him. And they would have this thing where she's keeping secrets from him. I mean, he's keeping secrets from her. But this one, she's like, no, I met Tombstone and I met Daredevil. Like, she just has no reason not to trust him, at least right now.
Right.
She thinks like he is a good guy. Like, he helped her in that court case. That
was awesome.
Yeah. But then at the end, he sees her mooching on the boxer.
Someone's going to die here.
Orlando.
All you're going to do is see a rose.
By the way, I
bet you I think he dies in the ring.
I love the pancakes.
Yeah. What?
Love that pancake scene.
Oh, that's the best.
Where he goes, Vanessa used to make pancakes. She'd make them for me anytime I wanted. I wasn't allowed to watch her make them. I don't know the recipe. To find out, it was just a box of Bisquick. That's how she made it. But it's because she made them that they were so good.
And those are the moments that are great. Like Matthew Rosenberg is a great writer, but also going back to what I said at the beginning, character moment, like how much he loves his wife is like that he loved these pancakes because she made them. And when he found out that, who was it that made pancakes that well too?
Oh, shit.
Norman Osborn.
Osborn. And Norman's like, oh yeah, they're just the Bisquick thing. And he's like, oh, they were still good, but they still weren't as great as Vanessa's because she made them. And it's like, in that small moment with that small story, you realize how much he loves her without him having to tell you he loves her that much. He's just like, she used to make the best pancakes because it was her. And like, those are the things when we talk about like subtlety in stories and not just like, here's what's happening when we like bad writing. That's an example of the great writing that he's doing in this book. It's like, small things like that, because that's what you would do in real life. You would tell a story about your wife and to prove, like, to be like, here's a great moment that we had together. You wouldn't be like, oh yeah, like there's somebody come up to you and you'd be like, yeah, I love my wife so much, and like that's all you would say.
Yeah,
like that's
but
not
here's
natural.
why.
Yeah, so it's great.
And I like the fact that I know that there is that tiny bit of he likes her, but it's not overbearing. I know at the end of it we see her.
I think it's some sort of obsession with proving that he's good, and like that's the only way that she sees him. So he's falling in love with the idea that he can be with somebody who doesn't see the other side of him, and it's not really, like you said, it's not like he's not super obsessed with her. He's like helping her out little by little and kind of like keeping her arm's length. But then when she proves at the end, like that she's like, no, I'm going to be truthful with you. I'm like, we're going to work together, all this stuff. And then I think that's when he's like, maybe I should try with her. And he shows up at her house and she's kissing somebody else. And that's when he realizes, well, he should, that maybe it's not what he thinks it is. But for him, he's like, no, that guy's going on my turf.
Yep. Well, my thing is just saying that we're not focusing fully on Kingpin having a crush on her. It's just that, yeah, I hang out with you, but I still love my dead wife. And I was like, oh, that's nice that he actually still talks about her. Just, I love this woman.
I do love, though, that the story's from her perspective and not from Kingpin's.
It is pretty cool. It makes him seem more ominous.
Yeah, because if it was all from Kingpin's, you would know everything and it would be boring.
Yeah.
It's good to be looking in rather than looking out.
Right.
I give it a 9. It's good.
9.
I think the art was a little better to be a 10. This issue especially, I think, would be a 10 out of 10.
If it was Mentors, yeah.
I agree. 9.
Whoa, my turn, huh? All-Star Batman number 10. We got Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque on art, and then Jordi Belair on the colors. The backup, Raphael Albuquerque takes his hand at writing it with Raphael Scafoni, and then Sebastian Fumari on art with Trish Hill on colors. What do you guys think of this new arc, Ally, right? The first Ally.
There's a lot of like hype for this issue. I don't know if it lived up to it.
I could have dealt without the young Alfred. Although I did like watching him get hit in the head by the light post. That did make me laugh. That he escapes the cops and he's like, fuck you bitches. And then
the stoplight.
Yeah, even the cops go, ooh, as he hits his head on the light. I was like, that's awesome.
You didn't like this issue?
No, it
wasn't as great as people were hyping up.
Yeah,
there's too much
I was
hype
expecting it to be like, oh, awesome. It was kind of like lukewarm.
I actually liked this issue a lot, but I agree. The build up to this was going to blow my mind.
I didn't really hear anything besides my own hype for it.
Oh, I liked it.
It was my pick of the week. I think it was the best book I read. Yeah.
Oh, the backup was really bad though.
I love the backup.
Oh, really? That was my favorite.
Really?
That's actually what made it so good was
I could barely pay attention.
Batman actually getting into the Russian mob.
That's what I was going to say. I love when he's actually a detective.
He's using his techniques. I mean, he goes, God, I really hope that he lives up to his name because I got to beat the shit out of everybody.
I guess I just don't like 3-page previews of stories.
I don't like the way they're presented, yes, but I think the 3 we got were great. But I like when Batman actually is a detective and doesn't always like show up as Batman or Bruce Wayne. It's like he's infiltrating being somebody else when he's matched alone or he infiltrates it trying to be somebody else. I think it's fun. It makes me realize that like I love when writers remember that he's actually doing detective work. He's not just Batman all the time. Like he would actually like why show up in that thing as Batman or Bruce Wayne? He would go undercover. Yeah. And so this part of it, I love the art in that part too. It was great. But the main part of the story, that art, man, is fantastic. Albuquerque and Belair together
that coloring is awesome.
Panels like blew my mind. I was like, that's so great. That's the paneling, is great too. The story I thought was pretty great, but I can see maybe it not finishing the way like I could see that there'll be loose ends or like stuff that doesn't come together all the way. But for this issue, I thought it was good.
One of my favorite things, and it's the same thing for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, is when they refer to Splinter as their dad, and he talks to the turtles as, you are my sons. I loved that Alfred calls him, this is my son. It's like,
oh yeah, I was gonna say I love that part too when he's referring to my son. You're scared for your son,
my boy, or
danger.
It's like, yeah, that's how it should be because that means that's dad.
Especially when he's referring, like talking to himself. I don't know if he's talking to himself or somebody else, But
It almost seems like he's writing a journal.
Yeah, to
like
him,
either he's writing a
that's his
journal
son.
to himself, or it's on the back computer that he's talking to.
Maybe he would never tell Bruce that because it would be too hard for him to swallow. Be like, I'm your dad. I'm your dad now.
Yeah.
But for him, and we've known all along, it's been an unspoken truth that like that's his son. That's why he cares so much for him. That's why he'll let him go out every night as a fucking bat and come back and heal him. Is because that's his son, and he's gonna do everything he can to make sure he's safe. And like at those panels when he's like, you're always scared. Like everything's when your son's out there in danger, everything slows down. You're always super focused, and you're always worried that like that's you're wondering what life will be like when he's dead. And there's it was good. It was good.
The
I was for some reason choked up at that.
all right. For when Bruce Wayne goes to they kidnap Hush and
Oh yeah, Hush was good in this.
Hush was good.
Yeah.
And I don't know what did they do? Did they force it? They didn't actually change him, did they? Back into
No, they just tricked.
they lied to him.
Alfred's an actor by trade.
And
We don't know if they did or
Plays it
not.
up.
But I guess we don't know yet. But
Well,
I
they
like,
say they go. We really thought we were going to do it.
Oh, I guess you're right. They did joke about it.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, remember when we torture that fucker in there?"
Right.
That's kind of weird. That's a little like,
Yeah,
that's a little
little
pushy.
out
That's a
there.
little like Jack Bauer being like when he tortures people every episode. He's like and enjoying it. This one's like Bruce is like, "Remember we fucking torture that guy?"
yeah, but Bruce didn't do it. It's that
No, not physically, but mentally. He
he set him up, but he goes that you're right. There's things I won't do. But
Well, that
will.
was the coolest part is when Alfred's like, Bruce will push it so far because he loves the theatrics of it, and he would never go that far. But if he ever asked me to, I would. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, that's how fucking dedicated he is. It's like, if Bruce ever told him, let's go kill this fucker, he'd be like, all right, we're going to kill some fuckers tonight.
I loved when they end up going to the pirate hideout, and Alfred goes, "Yeah, you don't have any gadgets. I wish there was a gadget that would protect you or whatever." He walks in there with this briefcase and
Painting.
no, but I thought it was in a briefcase.
No, it's just painting.
Is it
It was
okay.
out in the open.
Okay,
It was pretty big.
because we never saw it, so it was covered up though, wasn't it? By something.
Yeah.
Once they start firing, you start seeing parts of it. But
Okay. Anyway,
I think it was covered, though. You're right.
but so he walks in, gets scanned, talking to the pirate. The pirate goes, "Well, we know that you're Hush, so fuck you, and we're gonna kill you." So then they start shooting. Well, he goes, "Well, I got this from a ship, right?
yeah, it was
That's
from
made
the-
mostly of iron. Ting, 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 blocking everything." I was like, hell's yeah, detective work. Did your homework.
Prepared.
Prepare. I love that.
I was going to say that. I saw that part and I was like, Alex will love that.
That's- I
He's
love
always
that
prepared
Batman.
for everything. And that's what Alfred said. He goes, even a man who's always prepared for everything, you still worry. Like he still wonders, did he prepare for this? Is he ready for this? And then he does. And he's like, of course he did.
Honestly, I Marvin, you agree? Detective Batman is the best.
That's what I mean. Like this is like the probably even going back to like,
This might be my
Scott's
favorite
run.
issue, actually, of
This year-
All Star.
I think so.
No
Me
way.
too.
I mean, I love the Mr. Freeze was great. That would be my second. But this, honestly, with detective work, probably would be my favorite.
Yeah, that's the Batman that I love. And I think it's the best representation of that kind of Batman. I mean, there's different kinds of Batman. It depends how you write them. I don't think Scott's ever written, besides when Dick was Batman, is written a Batman that's like full detective mode. Even in his run, it was more like, action Batman. In Black Mirror, when it was Dick, that was Detective Batman. And then now it's like, this is Detective Batman. Which also he said, like, each arc, he's going to try something different, like try to push how the story is told. And like, I think this one, he's like, let's go full detective mode. Let's see this guy as like, what would he be like if he was undercover? What would he be like if pretend, even then he's pretending to be Hutch. He's going undercover. So it's like, it really is that like cop Batman. Wait, that's Detective Gordon, right? Cop Batman?
Of course. God, that's good.
I love this issue so much. I don't know. It could.
And I wish Albuquerque I wish he would do art more often for Batman.
Yeah, he's great.
He does it better than anything. Like,
He's
The
not
next
everyone
arc-
looked the same, so
There's this arc, and there's one more arc with Sean Murphy.
that's it.
solid
And then done.
two arcs right there. I'll admit the last issue of All Star, where we're finally wrapping up the whatever arc, I was not a fan of 9.
I don't remember it at all, so
No.
I don't
It was the Ra's al Ghul and the Man Bats and whatnot. So we got some X-Men Blue number 3, written by Cullen Bunn, art by George Molina and Ray Anthony Height.
Jorge
Colors-
Molina.
Jorge Molina and Ray Anthony Height. Colors by Matt Milla.
So actually, I caught up because I Garrett recommended X-Men Blue. So on Free Comic Day about 1 and 2. And you had caught up before prior to this week, right?
I'd read 1 and 2.
Let me just say before we start with 3, what I think of 1 and 2. This is the X-Men book I should have got from the beginning.
Fucking told
This whole,
you.
I don't know. You said you didn't like 1 as much, but 1 and 2 I thought were fucking fantastic.
Oh, I thought 1 was shit. 2 was great.
And he goes, Jesus, this whole episode's going to be written around this, but I warned you at the beginning. Character moments, like we were talking about the X-Men Gold, quit with the fucking heavy plot. I want to learn about those characters. I want to sit down with them and figure out why Rachel decided to change her code name, decided to be a different person. You don't get any of that from X-Men Gold. X-Men Blue, you get Cyclops trying to be a better person than his reputation is. You have Magneto changing and Jean thinking, can somebody change? Is he actually changed? And she sees his history and in that moment she's like, look at all the shit he's been through. Maybe he actually does want to change. And there's all these character moments, especially in the first 2 issues, where I was like, Cullen Bunn, in those character moments, I was like, this is going to be fucking great. It's been great. And that art is great too.
No, it's fantastic.
Actually, after reading 3, kind of made me want to get that regression from Image that Cullen Bunn did, or is working on.
Yeah. Me too. This whole issue was great too, I thought.
Yeah.
I think I actually liked the first 2 more, but because they had more character moments that I liked. But I think it's so great.
And that's added to it. The Sentinels, added a layer of
It's a solid win in my book. I love Sentinels.
And they're helping out mutants until he's like,
just so they can wipe them all out.
Why are you trying to help out mutants? So that there's more to kill.
So we can kill you guys. Today I was sitting at home and I thought about it. As many superheroes that die, it's not a big deal. For some reason, thinking about just killing mutants, not killing X-Men, but killing mutants, I was like, God, these people are fuckers.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these people are it's just they're kids or they don't know they're mutants, but you do, so you killed them anyway. It's like, oh my God, you guys are monsters.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been an allegory for race relations or even LGBT relations where they see them as different, even though they're pretty much the same. So the people see and be when they used to lynch black people, and it's kind of like that. It's like they used to kill kids too, just because they're different. Yeah. And so it's like this too. It's it's a fucking X-Men kid. It's just a mutant kid. What are you doing?
I'll admit I was hesitant to get this book for the fact that I like this team. I don't like the fact that we're still bitching about the fact they're not in their.
You said that.
I don't think they do it that much.
I didn't think so either. It's more
douchebag. Was I done talking?
Go ahead then. What's your point?
I'm just saying that I was hesitant to get it because for the last 3 years we've been stuck in this. Oh, we're from the past, but we're stuck here now. It's honestly, this was nice. There was little hints of it, but it wasn't we're trying to get back home.
Yeah, they're not
we're just
trying to
embrace
back,
where we're at.
And
I was like, okay,
that's the thing I got tired of. It's they kept trying to get back, and it's you're stuck here. Make something of it.
Just embrace it and be here.
But now it's more they're talking about man, remember when we used to have barbershops? Remember when we used to be back then? It's more that they're
reminiscing, which is fine.
This is fine. They're not whining about, hey, Beast, try to make something so we can go back in the past, every fucking arc.
And even he's embracing. He's trying to learn to be a mystic now. That's kind of cool.
I think it's a pretty cool twist.
That's a neat idea.
I got sad when I dropped X-Men Gold because I was like, I got to get an X-Men book, and then I got this book, and I was like, here we are, baby. I love it. It's good.
I'm on that idea of I might get Gold number 4, but I think Gold's got to go because I'm not.
I don't feel that way at all, but I guess when I'm with Mark Guggenheim, I only expect plot driving, not character driven.
But after you and I talked about it, but it only took 3 issues to get through a speedy arc. 3-issue arc is fine if it's well told.
But I wasn't satisfied after those 3 issues. Yeah,
we already talked to the senator or whatever. If you keep fucking with us, we're going to beat the shit out of you. It's no, I want another couple issues then to get to that point.
Yeah.
I'm 3 issues in. I'm I can't wait for the next one. This was a 9 for me.
Yep.
9 as well.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Actually, I'm going to stick with 8 because 1 and 2 are 9s and 10s. This one, not as much, just because
I'll go with that because I like those better. Right. But I wouldn't give those 10s. So 9.
Right.
1 was a 7. 2 is a 9. This is an 8.
I'm gonna go 9, 10.
I like how you looked at him like he called your mother a name when you're like, whoa.
Me?
Yeah, because you said 7. He's like, whoa, and you're like,
oh, I think because you were so much louder in my head. Oh,
okay.
It wasn't that I was.
You looked shocked for a moment.
I think definitely one of the strongest of the new X titles.
It is definitely. I think. Well, I don't read Weapon X, but it's definitely my
I
favorite.
wish that Weapon X would have been called X-Men Red, because that would have been my favorite.
That'd be cool.
Oh, I actually am excited for one, and actually, I'm gonna call out there. Maybe I'll be right. The girl that they save in this issue, and she's like, we got a school that you can go to and stuff like that. I think she'll be a main character in Generation X. That book's gonna be all about the school. Huh. So I'm excited. Actually, that's a book I want to get because I like when they're at school.
Yeah, I'm not getting that book.
I would want to get Generation X, but I don't think I care.
Yeah, and I see Jubilee's gum. I just want to like pop it, but keep going and shove my finger through her
But
face.
I wish that they would write Jubilee well.
They might.
Like that's
you don't know until
Jubilee's always one of those characters. Yeah, she always gets the shit. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, the only reason I would get gold number 4 is that Gambit's on it.
Right.
Okay, now I'm ready.
You ready for what? For
Number
shit going down, like in Green Valley, number 8, written by Max Landis, art by Giuseppe Camuncoli, colors by Jean-Francois Ballou.
I thought we hated puns. Pun King over here.
Pun King. That was a transition. Segue. Go fuck yourself.
That's pretty much a pun.
You ever seen Argo? That's a pun.
What'd you think of this one? I'll say it first.
I'm
Best
ready.
issue so far.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, this is more character driven for sure, I think.
This issue.
More so than plot. Yeah.
You know what's good about this issue? And I was trying to think about it. I was like, why do I like this issue more? The art's so great. The coloring's so great. Yeah. Those two are awesome. But the story's always been lacking for me. And since the first issue, or first two, I forget which ones. But you're right. Like, it was the characters, and then they decided each issue to introduce a new plot element to be like, how cool is this thing? How cool is this thing? And they finally decided, you know what? We're not going to introduce anything more. Here's a story, and at least let these guys like deal with what's there. And you're right. It's like, here's some characters. Here's how they can deal with it. The two guys are fighting each other because he has a moment where he's like, let's go back and save my wife, basically. He's like, I'm not going to lie. That's what I want to happen. And he's like, no, you said that if we go back in time, it's going to ruin everything. Like, you can't do this. You can't sacrifice everything for one shot that you might be able to save your wife. And I'm horrible with names. What's the other guy?
So it's Bert is the old guy, and then isn't it Raph?
Who's the Dragon Slayer?
Yeah.
Gulliver. That's the first time I've liked Gulliver in this book.
Yeah, I know. Like, where he's finally like,
he's actually living up to his title.
I love that moment when they're like, he's like, guys, I can't help you because I'm not the Dragon Slayer. He's like, motherfucker, we've been killing everybody for years, and you've been part of that. I don't care if we never thought you killed the dragon, but you've been there every single battle, and we've won every single battle. That's who you are. And like that moment of him getting that confidence back, and then going and actually killing these things, like that was awesome. I like that part.
One nitpicky thing. I don't think velociraptors were that tall. That bugs me. But when when the one is roaring at him or going to bite him and he cuts his head clean off.
I think you are accurate with that statement. However, in a story where this guy's time traveling, I don't think that's the biggest faux pas of science.
No, I'm just telling you that it's wrong. It bugs me. That. Also, when the T-Rex roared and its tongue was sticking straight out, also bugged me.
Yeah, but T-Rex are supposed to have feathers, dinosaurs.
I know, and that was another problem too. I mean, there's a lot of things, but the velociraptors have them. Anyway, I loved watching him kill all these dinosaurs.
There's a book I was reading about storytelling, and there's a quote in it that I showed Alex, and Alex goes, that quote's fucking fake. And it said, stories aren't about the real world. They're about their own world and how they work, or something like that. That's not the exact quote, but you know what it means. Mm-hmm. And I showed it to Alex, and he goes, nope, it has to be accurate. It's not accurate. Oh, God. Which makes funny.
Just telling you.
I like that.
I think they are small, right? Chicken size?
What?
Raptors?
No, they're
emu size.
They're they're about 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Who's the helm hair guy? Is that Burt Wald?
Who's helm hair?
The guy cliffhanger?
There's the white. No, Burt Wald is the white-haired, bearded guy who lost his wife.
Okay.
And then it's like
Raffle or. Well, when Raph, let's call him Raph.
Yeah.
The cliffhanger is for this issue that he got sent back in time, not Burt Wald. That's fucking cool. And he's just like, he sees that army approaching the castle. He's like, now what do I do?
Now he has to make the decision on what to do. He has to decide whether or not to stop that or to basically witness everybody die all over again.
I got to ask you. I know actually we got something kind of towards this motion of what would you do if you got sent back in time and you could change something? I know you and I would never talk.
Stop something tragic in my
Yeah.
life.
So the worst. I mean, the worst thing could happen.
So you die in the future, and then they develop a time machine. And I got to go back and save you. You say, do I rescue you or do I watch you die all over again?
yeah.
I watch you die all over again, and then I go back to the past and rewatch it 15 times. I think I wouldn't fuck with it.
I think it depends on what my future was.
I saw Butterfly Effect.
I'm gonna say if the future really is sucky, I'm the only person left. There's zombie apocalypse.
You're right.
Then yes, go back
At
in
that
time
point,
and fix it.
who gives a shit? Let's fuck everything up. If I'm the only person left on Earth, I'm like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
But if everything is okay besides my own life, then it's like, why risk everybody else's life for saving Alex's?
Yep.
How do you think you go, though? Car run you over? Airplane runs you over.
Jesus.
Was I at the airport or was it just landing somewhere?
Tragic accident. Some guy thought
My luck, I'd be at work and it'd be like a propeller plane who's just, I gotta land right away. I'm walking outside, get chopped up and ran over.
The plane doesn't actually kill you, though. It lands safely. And then the guy jumps out and crushes you when he jumps out. So
Here's what I'm guessing. Raph's going to take Burwald's wife's place in the last issue.
I hope
She
not.
can live.
I hope he kills her. Oh my god.
Yeah, because that's fucking plausible. No, I got one better. I'll kill her. That way the army doesn't kill her and you don't grieve as much.
What if they both went back to the past and he saves his wife and then he makes the decision to kill her so that way it stays the same?
But you only saw Raph. Maybe Burwald's there too.
Well, that's my thing is we only saw the one, but what if both of them are there? Or even the douchebag, was it Cyril? The wizard? What if he's there too? You just don't know it. They're in different spots.
Double-sized, 40 pages finale.
By the way, there's one part in here which I don't like the paneling. I don't like the way that he plotted it. Was that when they're fighting in the time machine, and we know that earlier the gun got knocked out of his hands, but he has to make that panel where he looks over at the gun. So that we were like, oh yeah, that gun's on the floor. Mm-hmm. I thought it would have been better and more suspenseful. And this is just my own thing. That if they're fighting and because I still remember the gun was somewhere on the floor.
Yep.
That you're like, where is he at? Is he getting the gun? Is he getting the gun? But obviously there I could be like, oh no, he's not getting the gun.
Right.
You know what I mean? Less is more.
Yeah.
This was an 8.
There was one thing that, other than the dinosaur, well, it was still dinosaur related.
Go ahead.
But Gulliver's holding the lance, and it didn't make sense. There's something about whether he was riding towards the T-Rex, and he stabs him, I think, in the leg. And I was like, no, dude, you just ran straight at him. Why would you stab him in the thigh? Stab him in the gut. He's got like 2-inch arms. I know, being
maybe it's the new size thing.
Of his lance or the dinosaur?
Of the dinosaur.
Stabs him in the gut.
With the lance?
Yeah.
Oh, he does. I was thinking, must have been the sword.
Earlier, he sticks him in the leg with the
Okay.
sword.
Sorry, my mistake.
Stop nitpicking. Just be happy that there's
never
fucking
change.
dinosaurs
This
getting
is
stabbed.
even now when I read a comic and I go, I'd see something and I'm like, that makes sense in that world. But I was like, doesn't make sense in my world. And I know Alex is going to bring it up.
Oh, okay, sorry, back to the Kingpin thing. The reason I brought up the pancakes, I wanted to eat those fucking pancakes. One, that stack had like 10 pancakes.
Well, you know the recipe.
I was like, holy shit.
Go out and get it.
Kingpin eats my kind of pancakes.
What did you give this book?
8.
8.
Crazy 8.
All for the dinosaurs.
I think since the first issue, I think it's the best one.
Yes.
Now, can I recommend the whole miniseries as a whole when 2 issues out of 9 so far are great? I guess I don't know how it ends.
2 out of 8 because we haven't read 9.
The rest is not bad. I think we talked about this last week.
Right.
Or we talked about it.
It's worth it just for the art.
Yeah.
To be honest.
The rest is not bad. And I think the reason why we're so hard on it is because we're so disappointed. Because coming off of Superman and American Alien, it's like we were so excited for Max Landis to write something of his own. The thing is though, like you were saying, they finally decided just to settle things and like have character moments rather than being like,
Is that a new thing?
T-Rex?
Right.
You know, oh, he's from the future. It's like they finally decided that's enough. Now it's still a story. It's weird though that it's 8 issues in before they decided to go.
Right. Like I was expecting it to stay a like kind of King Arthurian tale the entire time, not get meta.
And that's what I wanted, the Arthurian tale.
Right.
I didn't want the...
I think he should go back, not this with these characters or this story, but he should write something that's like historically,
right,
like an historical epic or fiction book that's like set in that kind of period, but it's all real.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be great. He was great at that.
I would enjoy that.
That was all the books for this week. We had Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps number 20.
The Fix.
The Fix number 8.
9.
Where's my script? Green Valley number 8. Kingpin number 4. All-Star Batman number 10. X-Men Blue number 3. Those are some great books, actually. This week is pretty great. Rainbow, comics and cards. Looking for comic books, collectibles, board games, or any sports memorabilia or sports cards. The only place you need to shop in Sioux Falls or Lincoln, Nebraska. Visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/Rainbow Comics and Cards, or their Lincoln location at Rainbow Comics and Cards, Lincoln. Or find them online anytime at rainbowcomicsandcards.com. So we're going to play a little bit of... actually, I changed the name. I called it a superhero scenario, but I'm going to call it a hero hypothetical. Friend of the show, David, loves it when I come up with my hypothetical questions. So I decided to make it a game. So,
Which is weird that I love doing hypotheticals. You and I never play this game.
Dave doesn't like it because I give him all the information because he doesn't ask right questions.
Oh, I see.
So I always tell him, here's hey, you want $1 million? He's like, if I go, you get $1 million if you do this. He's like, all right, I'm in. However, and then I tell him the bad thing about it. Because he didn't ask questions. But this one, I'll give you the full information up top. This is going to be, we each come up with a scenario which you can get a superpower. But there's a drawback every time. So let me start with mine first. It was actually an example that I gave you. It's going to be, you have the powers of Superman. However.
Whoa.
What?
Oh, it's not one power. It can be a whole
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
So you have the powers of Superman. Super strong. You can fly, all this shit. However, one day a month for the rest of your life, you become the opposite of Superman. Super weak. You're like Mr. Glass from Unbreakable. One touch and you can break
technically
your
the
bone.
opposite is Bizarro, but okay.
You are super like if some guy with a cold came in the room, you would catch it and probably almost die. Sunlight burns your skin. One day a month though. So do you still take the powers of Superman, but one day a month you have to hide away from the world to make sure you don't die?
Fuck yes, I would.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
I think that's an easy answer for me because it'd be like,
How are you
yes.
going to hide from bad guys? They know they're going to come kick your ass on that day.
Do they know the day? They don't know what time.
Is it?
You don't think Lex would figure that out? One day a month you're
Okay,
gone?
one, I didn't assume we were fighting Lex. I assumed that I was at Alex, having these sweet ass powers. I just PTO that day
Yeah,
and spend it at home.
right.
I would figure out that you're gone one day a month, and that's the day I wreck shit.
Yeah, but I would try to sink it on like a Tuesday. It's like, who's going to fuck with me on a Tuesday?
But see, my thing is that, Marvin, I'm already home. I'll just sit there, and if you come into my house, bang!
Oh, now you're going to
You
shoot
can't
him?
shoot a gun because the recoil will break your hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's how weak
I'm
you
saying
are.
you're like super weak. You're the
Oh, so
opposite.
I actually have to just like sit in my chair and
You
do
can't
nothing?
like barely move, yeah.
Oh, that's still easy. Just Jimmy rig it in my house that if you get in, I'd shotgun blows your
Yeah.
face off.
You get
He would
Sundays
spend,
off?
He would spend the whole month Jim rigging his house for that one.
I'm
day.
super strong. You can probably figure something out. I'm super brainy. I can do it. As Superman,
I
not
don't think
not-
Superman's super brainy.
in Earth 1, he's super
He's
brainy.
not brainy.
He's smart, but that's not part of his powers that he's super smart.
Well, that's not
Well,
his power, no. He's just,
No, I'm just
he's
assuming that
generally-
I'm weak.
The man probably went to college, but I'm not saying that his powers is not his.
Did he go to college?
Kansas? You? Smallville.
You know, I don't. Did he?
It depends. I don't know. There's so many
I was
different
gonna say,
versions.
it
There's
I don't know. I, was gonna say, I assumed he had, but
KU,
In Smallville, he goes to college, doesn't he?
Smallville College.
Smallville Community College.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
You can't go full-fledged college when you're Superman. Come on, community
And he
college.
fucking just leaves and he's like,
So you would take it. You would take the super.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Me too.
100%.
Alex, what's your scenario?
Okay.
If you don't have one, I got one.
Well, I do have one. You can fly. Your power is
Yeah,
just
mine's flying too.
okay. Well,
There you going. You're good.
mine's gonna be so you can fly, but you can only fly so fast. If I mean, probably only like 100 miles an hour is as fast as you can go before your skin starts to rip off. So you can't fly
Wait,
Mach
re-explain
5.
this. So you can go fast.
You can go fast. I mean, you can go as fast as you want, but at whatever point it would take for your skin to start ripping off, or you can't breathe because you can't fly
Yeah.
that high.
So you're saying you would still be human.
You're human, but
go
you can
fast.
fly.
That's the
Damn it,
shittiest
that's-
power in the world. How fast can you go with before you start wrecking your body?
I don't know.
Realistically,
I'm assuming
20.
150 miles.
No, there's no way.
Yep.
Above like 30, you would start wrecking your legs.
Where are my legs getting wrecked? Should be your face getting
What's the
wrecked.
fastest a human can go right now?
Well, I'm thinking about like if you're on a motorcycle, you can go 70 miles an hour without wearing a mask or wearing a helmet.
But your feet, what about your legs?
What is it with you and the legs?
I think you said run.
I said fly.
Oh, fly. Okay, sorry. I missed that.
That would
part
make
of it.
more sense now that you're
Yeah,
asking
I was like,
about the
what
legs.
the fuck?
Why are your legs
I was like,
getting
past
hurt?
30, 40 miles per hour, your legs are going to get fucked
So
up.
you're saying if I
Oh, no.
want the power of
that's my
flight,
scenario. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't go more than 100 miles per hour because then it would rip my skin off.
Well, I don't know how fast it would be. I don't know the math, and I don't know.
Hey, if you're going 70 and a bird flies in your fucking face, adios.
But I mean, that's another thing. You can't withstand getting hit by something. So if you don't adjust,
or if you
you're gonna
text
run
me for
into
2
a
seconds, yeah, dead.
On that case, God, that's tough. I'd still want flight, but I'd be like, probably not. It seems too risky.
I take the shot.
Oh, I would say I would easily take this power. But would you take the Superman power?
Oh, yeah, I never answered my own question. I wouldn't. Fuck that day. I would probably trip and kill myself. Knowing me.
Even your diaphragm can't support stretching out, so you'd suffocate.
Saying your power, though, I would take the risk because even if you're going like 10, 20 miles per hour in the air, you're still faster than walking somewhere.
Now, I do want to mention that I thought about this one at work, and this is actually not. I forgot about this thing. What if you put a helmet on while you fly? So technically, your face is safe. I don't think you still could go that much faster. So it's still be the
If you
same.
wear a helmet?
I'm still saying you could wear a helmet at least. Go maybe a little faster.
You could, but then your vision's locked to like this.
Yeah.
All right.
No periph.
I'd be just wearing safety goggles so I can go, wee. Also, I think you'd still want that mask.
Oh, just don't wear a motorcycle helmet. Just wear a bicycle helmet because
Yep.
then it's only the top, and then wear some safety glasses, and then you're set.
Boom. Get lots of bugs in your teeth. I would take this power.
You know what? I'm against it though. Actually, I'd be too scared that like I would go too
Yeah,
high.
that seems
and,
like too much risk.
I'm scared of heights, anyways.
I would do it because I know that at least I wouldn't have to be afraid of heights unless
At what
I fell asleep
altitude do you
flying.
got to fly to make sure you don't hit shit?
We'd have to talk to your dad. I have no idea.
You can't go too high for planes.
You could be. I mean, you can't go as high as a plane, but as long as you're on the skyscraper, you'd
What's
be fine.
the altitude of an African swallow?
Jesus.
Just depends on where that bird decides to be.
Okay, mine. I don't want to do this. This is the one I was thinking about, and I've been thinking about this like for always. Okay, so I have to say this one. It's a flight one also. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be Superman, whatever. It's just flying in general. Now, you can fly, no problem. Okay, you can go as fast as you want. There's no fucking 100-mile-per-hour limit, whatever.
So I'm not fully. I'm a human.
To an extent. Okay. So exoskeletally, like past your skin, you're indestructible. So bugs won't hurt you, bullets won't hurt you, whatever.
Shit.
But your physical anatomy, you're still vulnerable. So would you take the power of flight, knowing that the more you fly, that you're getting like neck cramps and no, listen. Because think about his head lifting up
I understand
forever.
I just thought it's funny because you brought that up like that one time on this show. When did your neck get hurt? When you just say Superman's neck doesn't hurt?
Well, right, because he's always looking up. Like your neck would hurt and your eyes would water. So it's like internally, you're human, basically.
So you can still bleed internally if I run into a wall. My skin would be okay.
No.
Like a sack of...
I assume that I'm Luke Cage, but I'm flying.
It's like if you walked with like a hunch, like over time, your body's going to...
It would wear on your body, but
right.
You can't, like, a bird's not going to kill me by hitting me. So just
right, yeah, okay. Exactly. So would you take the power flight knowing that the more and more you do it, like the shittier your body's going to become over time? Knowing
How fast do you think that's
well,
going to happen?
mean, if I'm Superman... and I'm going as fast as I fucking want to. Like I'm saying, you're not thinking about limits. Like you're just fucking flying like you want to. But over time, it takes a toll. I mean...
I would still take it. I think for the fact knowing that...
Yeah, I would say within 4 years...
My neck would get sore, so I'd just start doing...
No, not sore. Like you would be fucking in miserable pain because your skeleton's starting to adjust for your neck always being up.
He was saying it would be like
but I'm
when
saying
you're in space.
I would adjust to it going, okay, I have to fly this week. Well, I'm going to make sure I do my neck stretches. Get everything... I'm going to be in shape to do this.
You can do that all you want, but it's like...
So you're saying regardless...
You're going to have neck pain. Yeah, there's no way in hell you're going to fly. Like, the more you fly, you're getting neck pain because you have to have your head up to look. Sorry, I'm doing that talking to the mic.
but I'm not.
But
I'm
can't.
not flying
So what if I
24/7.
even stretch? So what if I like stretch beforehand? Like my neck's still gonna fucking cramp up.
Yeah, but it'd be like doing a workout to me, where I stretch out my muscles to do this thing. I'm going to stretch my neck before I go flying. I'm not going to be flying 24/7.
Garrett's just saying you can only do so much.
Right. There's no. There's no like million.
There is an expiration before my neck
like
hurts.
astronauts prepare so much to go to space, but they can't account for their muscles.
So can I just fly through buildings? Oh, fuck it.
Well, you can fly with your head down, and you probably wouldn't have any neck pain. But I'm just
Well, I was going to say, I could just look down the whole time.
So would you take the power with neck pain? Is what I'm saying.
I'm not taking it because my neck already hurts.
Right.
That shit's gonna fuck me up.
Like imagine going like this.
There's nothing worse than neck pain.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like
pain.
That's the only thing. Like, I want to be Superman, but then I'm like, God, that would if that like internally like fucked with me, then I don't know if I could do it. I'd hurt my neck after a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
You have the full powers of the Flash, except you can't run as fast enough that you can time travel. Take that out of it. But you can run really fast.
Speed of light.
Speed of light.
Shit.
However, every time you run, whether it's you run, do a jog, you're not even really using your powers, or you run at speed of light, it slowly takes away the life from somebody that you're related to. You don't get to pick. It just randomly picks somebody you're related to, and it destroys. Like each second you run takes seconds away from their life.
Oh fuck!
You take that power. But it might be like fucking second cousin. You never met this guy before. Until his life is over, and then moves on to the next person. Or it could be, somebody you're directly related to.
I'd have to say no. I mean, yes, the selfish part of me would want the fuck. Like, I would want those powers more than anything.
I heard I'd want to fuck, and I thought, what are you doing with these people?
I wouldn't. Nah, I wouldn't sacrifice my family members.
You
for
could
powers.
save other people. Maybe you sacrifice your family for other people.
Yeah, just kind of like every other fucking terrorist that's like, oh, I'm going to kill a few to save many. Like, no. That's not... Nope. Can't do it.
That one's tough. Because for as long as I'm running, those people lose that much time.
Yeah. Well, they might necessarily not even die. Like, maybe you use it once for a minute. Someone loses a minute of their life.
But you're basically giving yourself a vice that's costing someone else theirs.
Their life.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're benefiting from someone else's.
But maybe you're using that. Maybe you're, let's say a scenario, like there's a kid crossing the street, cars coming towards them, and you're like, this will take me literally 10 seconds. And you can use the power to save that kid. It takes 10 seconds for somebody else's life.
But is that fair to use someone else's life?
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
I think the problem is that if you want
it's literally not their whole life. It's just how long you use it.
The problem would be is if you decide to be the Flash, so you're trying to be everywhere that you can be at one time. That
would be the danger, right?
That would be the danger. Getting caught up into it.
Yeah, getting addicted to being that hero, and then eventually you're like, how much time have I used? And you look, and it's like, shit, I've been doing this for 2 hours. Or I've been doing this for like 12 hours, 12, 24 hours.
So does going for a jog and running at the speed of light cost the same, right?
Because you're going at the speed of light, is what you're saying.
Yes.
That's a good loophole.
I just want to know that my running slow costs me the same as running the speed of light, then I'd just be the speed of light and probably kill everybody by running that fast. But after I save them, all I'm carrying is
the Speed Force saves them. They can break their neck because the Speed Force saves them.
Oh, well, they don't have the Speed Force,
member.
so I just killed these people when I went to get them. Obliterate them.
Maybe it's not how long you do it; it's how fast you run.
Okay, because then say if running
speed of light is a full life. A jog is like a day. That makes more sense.
So I just killed 2 people.
Hell no.
Because if you did the speed of light, then you're costing people like milliseconds.
I literally just killed 2 people.
Yeah. No.
I went to save that one kid, blew him up, and I killed my third cousin twice.
You couldn't have that power anyways, because like, what if you did it by instinct? You just ran real quick, and then you're like, "Fuck! I just killed somebody."
Do you think when the Flash sneezes, then he blows himself backwards?
No, Jesus. No, absolutely fucking not.
Hadouken is like
he's not Superman. He doesn't have super lungs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's super sneezing. He just runs fast. There's legs moving when you move your legs when you sneeze.
Dude, have you seen
you saying
his
his feet are
like a full body experience. What?
You're basically saying Flash is like frictionless.
Can you imagine?
I thought his suit is, isn't it?
It is, but he's
his
not
feet
wearing
couldn't
his suit when he's.
I wouldn't choose his power either.
His snoodle.
By the way, this is the shittiest power, but I thought it was an interesting scenario. I wouldn't choose it either.
Yeah.
However, you imagine if this guy Alex had that power back when that retail store that we used to work at, when they had that garden shop outside, and people would push that button and he would run up front. This guy would
Got hurt way
abuse
too many
that
times.
thing. He'd be like, he would work a shift and kill 15 people. That's what I would.
Now at work, I run a little less, but
But it's only until you kill your whole family. Then it's for scot free. Once you kill everybody you're related
no,
to.
I was going to ask you that loophole. Now, what if most of my family's dead?
That's what I mean. Once you kill everybody, then baby, you're free.
Wow.
I can still run whatever I want. So I just would wait, only use it every now and then.
Wait till everybody you love is dead.
Then I can go supersonic all the time.
Yeah, that's what you do. Get the power, wait it out, and then when everybody's dead, fucking old man join back.
I would run and poke you guys and just go, and just it'd be that constant pain all the time. I would just annoy the shit out of you guys
Damn.
and challenge you to races.
Garrett be playing his games at home, and the TV keeps turning off, and getting pissed. So Alex running in and turning it off and leaving. Would you take it?
No,
You wouldn't take it and wait it out.
no,
What's your? Do you have another scenario?
not yet. I'm still trying to think of it. I couldn't decide what character I
got
want to
one.
base it off of.
I got one. I can go instead of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess DC's winning tonight because there's no interesting powers in Marvel. So you get the powers of Green Lantern. Okay, you become basically the Green Lantern of Space Sector 2A14. Well, except for this little caveat. You can't leave Earth at all. So there is still the Green Lantern Corps in space. Guy Gardner, all of them, they're on Mogo, whatever. But you can't leave Earth else you'll die. So you're Green Lantern, but you have to stay on Earth. Any intergalactic threats or anything, you can't go help. You're basically on standby.
Can I use my ring to
No.
make a barrier around the
No.
Earth, though?
No,
Even though I haven't left Earth.
you can't get outside Earth.
I
to
haven't
make
left
that
Earth.
barrier.
I'm saying I'm sitting in Earth, but I made a barrier. So at least
Would
I
you
can
be
still protect-
powerful enough?
It's me. Have you seen my willpower?
But I'm saying
Am I a Green Lantern or am I whatever?
there would
Because
be
I probably need to be a Red Lantern.
no alien threats. So basically, Green Lanterns, are meant to take
People
on.
actually know I'm laughing at you.
What?
I said I should be laughing into the mic so people know I'm laughing at your jokes and not just you're hitting that arrow because this guy's laughing.
Basically, what I'm saying is you're green, you're overpowered for Earth.
But I can't
you
protect
can-
the fucking Earth by making a barrier.
Can I answer
I know
your
you can
question?
save people in Earth, but you're destined to fight more than what you are. But you have to stay on Earth. You can't ever.
Can my projections leave Earth?
Nope.
I'm in. Who gives a shit outside of Earth? I'm rocking the ring on the Earth.
How fast can Green Lantern fly?
Pretty fast. I think it's fast speed of light.
Really? You shitting me? Can I?
I don't think so. I think
I want this power then.
Pretty fast.
if I'm-
but I'm
I think
not
it's
sure.
just like as fast as like a F-18 or something like that. Cause
Whatever I can make the plane go. Okay.
At least that's what he's used to. Yeah, as fast as you can make the contract withstand. So I'll make
Dude,
sure.
I tell you what, I would be making Gatling guns all the time.
But I'm saying the Green Lantern Corps would communicate with you all the time, but you could never help in there.
do they know that I can't leave, or they think I'm an asshole and I'm just not?
No,
leaving?
they know you can't.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna say
That's
now,
fine.
now it makes more sense. At least they know I can't leave. I am literally earthbound.
Right.
fine.
Well, then they
And if
gotta
the Green
know that.
Lanterns were to be decimated, you'd be the last Green Lantern.
Then I guess Earth is gonna.
That means all the aliens would come to Earth.
I would
and you can't
literally
leave
be
Earth to protect
Earth's
it.
mightiest Green Lantern.
Speaking of fucking with each other, if we were both Green Lanterns, I would just use my constructs to annoy the shit out of Alex. I would trip him with something with a construct. Put a banana peel on the floor. He fucking trips. Do you have another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So it's kind of like
Oh, I would take it.
Nightcrawler.
Huh?
Yeah, I would take yours. Would you?
Okay. I mean, yes, you could say yes because it's not really a bad negative, but God, I think it would kill me inside to not be able to help the main
I'd have a lot
core.
of days off at least.
But yeah, I would still take it.
So okay, you've got
It was more like a dilemma.
you get the power of Nightcrawler, and I think does Nightcrawler have the same problem where he literally has to see where he is going to teleport, or can he have seen it before?
I think that was more of a movie concept. I'm not sure that's a real
because
concept.
the ruling is, I literally could not teleport outside because I can't see anything. It's dark. I can't see. I can't get out. I've been in this house plenty of times. I cannot go anywhere I can't see.
I think if he sees it, at least from the movies, if he sees it in his mind's eye and he can figure out where it is, he can go there.
Okay, you can't. You literally have to see where you are going.
Actually, a Great Lake Avenger has that power where he can only go as far as into the next room. That's his power. He can only go to the next room.
No, if like from your house outside, I can see the hospital.
If it was light out, you mean? Yeah. I could go that far.
Yes,
but now
as far as your depth of perception.
Like if we were standing outside and I can see the top of the hospital, I could teleport to it, or I can teleport to a place.
So it's kind of like Jumper. Like they need to see the location,
but I can't. Just because I can see New York on the TV, I can't go there.
Okay, so it has to be
I physically have to be in range to see this.
Or basically at night, you can't go anywhere but the city because everything else is dark.
Yep. So you're pretty much screwed at night.
That's all right. I'll take it.
What's the caveat though?
That is the caveat.
He means it's a power, but it's limited.
You can only.
Fuck yeah, I'd take it. So what?
So you're lost in the middle of nowhere.
I got a question.
There's
if I have binoculars, can I use that to see farther and then go there? Or does it have to be my human eye?
No, it has to be from your.
If I have a telescope.
If you didn't have your contacts in or your glasses, and you can only see 3 feet in front of you, that's as far as you can go.
Well, it's going to take a while, but I'll get there.
I would do it.
I would take it.
I know I said 2 each, but actually I got one for you.
Okay.
So Garrett reminded me when he said, I guess we're all DC tonight because Marvel doesn't have good powers. One of the greatest powers, I think, are Jean Grey's powers of telepath. She's
telekinesis.
Telepath. No, I'm going just telepath powers. So you're a telepath. You can read people's minds. You can hear people's thoughts. However, every time you use your power and you read people's thoughts, they're forever linked to your head. And their thoughts from that point forward, like they sound like you talking to yourself. So you never can tell if you're thinking something or if it's them thinking something.
Oh, that's cool.
Would you take that? Like for the moment right here, like I can read Alex's mind. I go, and for that moment, I know it's his. But once like I stop trying to read his mind, all of a sudden now we're connected, and I don't know like is that my thought or is that Alex's thought?
No, I would never, because the problem would be you'd end up getting, I'd read Garrett's mind. Oh, then I read your mind. Then I read my wife's mind. Then I read someone at work's mind. Now there's 5 voices in my head. So you're kind of and I don't know who's, now do I sound like me?
It sounds like you can't tell that it's Garrett's voice or my voice. It sounds like you. You're like, why am I thinking that? Why?
So I'm going to get this random thought of, oh, that girl's really hot. It's like, wait, I'm not, what? No, that doesn't make sense. God, I hate this fucking thing. I don't know what. So then all day long, I'm going to be driven nuts.
But if you're smart enough, you can be like, oh yeah, I read Garrett's mind. That's Garrett.
They would eventually, I guess you're right. I'd only read people's minds that either I need to get information out of.
Like your power, it's very limited. If you just read one person's mind, then you're cool. And then be like, okay, that's not my thought. That's that person's thought.
No, my problem is one, I'd abuse his power. I would end up reading.
That's what I mean. Like
if I was a single guy, I would be reading girls' minds all the time. Is this really worth my time? Oh, fuck. Now I just got 7 new girls' brains in my head that I can't stop thinking.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's like if you use it too much, then you're never going to be able to sleep because it's going to be thought.
No.
But if you use it just once or twice, then you're good.
Now, what if I were to go into a coma? Or amnesia? No, get amnesia. I can't remember.
If you were in a coma, you would
I'd still read. Oh, fuck, that'd be the worst. I can't escape, and there's nothing new. But if I got amnesia, I can't remember anything. Would I forget them?
Brain trauma.
Yes,
I would assume that it would break the link. Brain trauma.
What if I get really, 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 really drunk?
That'd probably enhance it.
The only thing.
I even abuse it more.
Yeah, let's put that in there. And the only thing that can break it is when you have brain trauma, then it erases everything before. So if you get a concussion...
Marvin, hit me with that baseball bat.
So if you want to give yourself concussions, you would erase all, and then you can start over again.
You can make it workable, but still no.
Yeah, I would say
you have one or two concussions before you're going to
have
risk
permanent brain damage?
Because how long between concussions do you have to wait for it to fully heal? Or does it never fully heal?
You basically... I had a friend who had a really bad concussion. She took it took like 3 to 6 months to recover. Because you have to do a lot of training, like to get your senses and stuff back.
That's pretty good. 3 to 6 months, then I'm back in the game.
And then still you're like, it's not completely there, 100%.
I would take this power.
It takes time.
Because I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be interesting.
And
to
me and
trying to
Alex would
figure it out.
volunteer to beat you over the fucking head to make you.
Whose turn is it this time to beat Marvin with his bat? Oh,
Let's
Garrett.
do it together.
Maybe I'll just take Alex's power and then run into a wall while I'm flying.
Okay, I've got one for you. So we have a healing factor, and you have your Wolverine, but when you use your claws, you go blank. So you pretty much are Berserker Rage anytime your claws are out. So the next morning you would wake up covered in, you'd still have some probably residual scratches that haven't fully healed yet. You've got a slower healing factor. Would you take this power knowing you have no idea what the fuck you just did?
Nah. Wouldn't be
Black out every time?
Anytime you can fist fight someone and be fine. You can get cut, you can get stabbed, you can get shot, whatever.
Is it still like wearing brass knuckles? Because
Yeah, I mean,
claws
you
are
still
inside
have metal bones.
Okay.
But I'm saying the moment you take your claws out, you have hit Berserker Rage, you cannot remember the next morning what you've done.
You would have to have some discipline to be like, I'm not going to pop these claws because, when you get into a scenario where you're like, this is the only thing I can do to live. Then
The last part of this thing is once you go to, you can start popping them. It's not one of those things. It's just, oh, nope, I'm not going to do it. It's once they're popped,
Is it
It's
just
done.
is it
You're
just
done.
when you're like fighting someone when you're in that fight or flight mode, or is it like if I'm eating breakfast and I'm like, fuck, I need to bring a knife to the table and I pop them to cut my steak?
no,
Then I go to Berserker Rage.
yes,
I'm at fucking a restaurant, like,
Fucking take it in your mouth.
then all of a sudden I wake up and everybody's fucking dead in the restaurant.
yeah.
I take it.
I would not take this power at all.
No. It wouldn't be worth it. It'd be cool to have the healing factor, but even then, it's like.
What do you mean? Just be disciplined. Take some
it's
Be
Tai Chi.
disciplined, but you know how you're disciplined by practice, and how do you practice by doing Berserker mode? Like,
My
you
problem
have to
is
pop the
that-
claws.
Like my way of getting over being angry, one is either going for a walk in public or just like making fists out of my hands that my luck it would pop my claws and fuck.
Question: Can I buy some antimantium gloves and wear those all the time?
No, because if they'd have to be skin tight to your hand.
Yeah, they pop
If
through the
they
skin.
pop through your skin, you go berserk. So there's just a lot of punching.
Once again, this part might be interesting. I just wake up and be like, "What happened?"
Now I want to mix.
Let's turn on the news.
I want to mix this power with your brain power.
You start looking the blood. This person had an iron deficiency.
That's cool.
The brain deficiency. Or the
iron deficiency.
iron deficiency.
Jesus.
Well, I might have the brain deficiency.
Well,
I said it.
that you were resetting your psychic abilities. Wednesday Comics 605 at gmail.com. Email us your scenarios. We'll talk about them. We'll figure out if it's good enough or
I
not.
like if you're just that incredibly stupid, you don't have that problem.
What if you had short-term memory loss?
I was going to ask you that. 51st day. It's every day.
That's a brain trauma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's cool power for you. But then you would be like,
My problem is I remember everything long distance, so
what if you have short-term memory loss and then you have my scenario and then, but it doesn't reset every time it happens. So then you're like, I guess these are my thoughts.
Like 10-second Tom from 51st Dates. Hi, my name's Tom.
Find us on Twitter. Find Alex at Alex Postrello.
Hi, my name's Tom.
Tweet at him your scenarios.
Excuse me.
Let him know if you'll actually let Alex know if you'll do his scenarios. He wants to know. Or Garrot2188 on Twitter. Let him know if you want to break your necks flying. See if that's good for you.
It's a real problem.
Let him know if you want to be Green Lantern on Earth only. Find me at Marvin_Salguero on Twitter. That's MARVIN_SALGUERO. Or follow the whole show at Wednesday Comics or on Facebook at Facebook.com/Wednesday Comics Podcast. I just stared Alex down and I was like, Wednesday can look away right away. You don't like the tension.
I've been looking at your shirt and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
It's Earth Day. It's just Earth things. Subscribe to the show on iTunes.
There's a notebook on there.
Rate and review.
Clusterfuck Earth Day shirt I've ever
Find
seen.
us on Stitcher Radio, Google Play, or wherever podcasts are made.
Wherever.
Do you know how Hey, did your mom ever tell you how podcasts are made?
When a mommy podcast and a daddy podcast like
No,
each
you
other?
stick the aux cord right in. Find us at Supercon this weekend. Actually, I'm going to put out this episode on Saturday. We'll be there the day
Aux cord?
you can hear this.
I know it's an AUX, but I just meant like,
Auxiliary.
yeah, I know, I get that, but I was thinking like ox, like a big cow dick. Just
That's not a cow.
ox.
Bovine.
Belschnickel.
Visit our sponsors at rootsoftheswampthing.com. Learn about the green, learn about the swamp thing. Or go to rainbowcomicsandcards.com. Get some comics. Comics we talked about, you can get them there. Or send them a list, send them your pull list. You want to get these books in your box. Or if you want to get any future issues, because you want to get some Secret Empire, make sure you get that whole thing. Or to get some Generation X coming out pretty soon. What's that book that's coming out? Defenders coming out next month or in July. Lazarus, what's it called? X23?
I don't know.
No.
So,
that's
kids,
Lord.
to go over things, make sure you don't do crack or meth before recording a show.
Marvin.
2 Red Bulls.
2 Red Bulls.
Here's a scenario for you.
Crack cocaine.
You can drink Red Bull, but it gives you wings.
And
Until
you're
it
a
wears
fucking
off.
bull. You're a Red Bull.
Dude, I would totally turn into a flying bull.
Stupid.
Please wait if you're listening to this. I'm going to put this on Saturday. If you're listening to this, stop by the Wednesday Comics booth at Siouxpercon. We'll talk about these scenarios. You want to bring it up to me? I'll answer you straight on the spot. We'll give you some. We have bookmarks coming. You can get a bookmark. We'll shake hands. We'll take names.
I could gouge out my eyes.
And if you're looking for a hit, you know where Marvin is. So
I'm not giving out Red Bull for free. That shit's expensive.
we'll pay you in bookmarks. We got about 500.
Hey, the gas station had a good deal. 3 for $5. So I took 2. And no, I have an extra one.
The deal was so good you didn't do it.
A man who loves a bargain and loves it. My name is Marvin.
I'm still living who knows a good bargain but doesn't take it. Ooh, I've been Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone, keep turning those pages.